Hey everybody, how you doing? Thought I'd check in, let you know how the training's going and everything else. It's almost May. I can't believe how fast it's going. May of 2023, just right around the corner. Hopefully your year's gone by well so far, and you're looking forward to the summer. It's coming up. Anyway, just nothing highly unusual lately in terms of training. Just not putting in a ton of time on the bike. That event I have, the 24 hours of the Enchanted Forest in New Mexico, is coming up in late July. So I still have some time for that. At least that's what I tell myself. But my routine right now, if you're training for anything, you can kind of relate to this. Weekdays are kind of light with shorter workouts, and then weekends I try to get a little bit more time in. I've been doing a lot of hiking lately, so if you check out my Strava, you can see me walking through the desert doing some hikes of 3 to 4 miles, which I just really like doing that a lot. And then doing that a few days a week actually. And then on the bike, loving the single speed, riding that almost exclusively now. I'll get bored of it, but for now, that's what I'm riding. Um, and just, the effort is variable because, when you need to climb, you're in one gear. When you're going downhill, you overspin. So it's a lot of heart rate variation throughout, ups and downs and so forth, and output, effort, wattage, and that kind of stuff. So I like the way the single speed goes, and that riding, the effort. I like that variability. Whereas when I'm on the road bike, I kind of dial in a certain steady state the entire time, cadence wise, and that's okay. And certainly some workouts need that type of training focus, but I really like the single speed and the variations I'm experiencing, whether it's the gravel road, then I go off to single track. So just enjoying that. And I'd say I'm getting in maybe an hour and a half twice a week. Um, some single track, hour and a half to 2 hours. Okay, that's my focus twice a week, and usually on the weekends. And then on the weekdays, 3 days, maybe four now, on the Stages bike for 15 to 20 minutes. And two or three of those workouts, I'm not doing anything really structured other than doing harder reps with high resistance for 30 pedal strokes. So not time, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, nothing like that. It's just high effort for a certain number of pedal strokes, and then relax, and then go back to it. And I'm alternating. Sometimes I'm seated, sometimes I'm standing, but effort's enough to get my heart rate up. And I tell you, it's really an unstructured interval workout, and very short. I might do just 5 to 10 of those, but I can tell I'm maintaining fitness pretty well when I go out on the bike on the roads. I feel pretty good. So the walks in the desert, which is also variable because you have some ups and downs out there. So that's not a high heart rate effort, but just putting in the time, and there's a little bit of a heart rate effort there, and it's getting hot, so working on the sweat rate a little bit as well. In fact, that's what I was doing this morning. But I'll be going out on the bike at some point here as well. So that's the training piece. Diet-wise, just intermittent fasting again. Probably 4 or 5 days a week. Don't eat anything until noon. Have dinner, done eating at 7 to 8, and then won't eat again until noon the following day. And then, a modest lunch, nothing heavy. And then I like my dinner, so we usually have the, grilled meat, fish, chicken, whatever, and we eat a lot of rice in my household, and then also lots of salad or steamed vegetables at night. And then a little bit of chocolate here and there, and maybe a beer or two, or maybe a little bit of bourbon once in a while. So that's kind of what the diet looks like. And that's keeping me together. And then working out, resistance training two times a week. And, that's a quick 30 to 45 minute workout, 3 to 4 sets, compound movements, real simple stuff. But I try to go heavy-ish, 5 to 8 reps wide. Sometimes I do higher reps, especially the first set, warm it up. But try to get the heavier work in, and that seems to be doing okay. There is one issue I'm dealing with right now. That's my left shoulder. Mobility is horrible in it, and there's a lot of pain sometimes when I try to reach, or so I'm not sure what's going on there. Even if I wanted to swim now, I don't think I could. So that's the way that goes for me. But it's actually getting a little bit better lately, and I don't know why, because I haven't done anything. Still continuing to lift weights, but making some modifications in the weights and so forth. So I don't know, but that's coming together. Work-wise, we have our training camps next year, next March. Training camp, I should say. Really looking forward to that. We already have 7 or so, 8 people signed up, and we're looking to hopefully have a group of 12 to 15-ish. Really fun. So take advantage of the early bird special, because the prices are going to go up sometime in June. So check that out, TucsonTriCamp.com. And then we also have the El Tour de Tucson in November. As you might know, I'm on the board of directors, and the event was voted the best race in the United States by USA Today. And you should come out here in November and ride that. Check out Tucson, and then come back out in March for the training camp. So keep that in mind. And the other thing I want to mention is my property and some of the events we'll be doing, or if you'd like to do a private event. So I have a bunch of acreage way out in the desert that I use for recreation purposes, camping, target shooting, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely love it. Bought it about 6 or 7 years ago now. And I've had some different events on it in the past. Really enjoy that. So I'm working on offering that up to organizations. So check out joyrancharizona.com if you have a chance. And if you ever have any inclination to head out to Tucson and you want a real cool outdoor experience, maybe some target shooting, some grilling outside, some big campfires, camping out under the stars, check it out. It's really cool. One of my favorite things, I bought that property years ago for my family to enjoy the great outdoors, and without any kind of restrictions, and having my own property and the ability to use it for different purposes is pretty cool. So check that out, Joy Ranch, Arizona. I guess that's all I have for this check-in. If you have anything that you'd like to comment about, please do so. Hopefully we'll see you at camp next year. Or if you have any needs for some training advice, coaching, that kind of thing. I still do that kind of stuff for endurance athletes, not as much as I used to. It's more focused on business consulting and executive coaching these days, which I love. But I love working with athletes too. So if that's anything of interest to you, reach out to me, and I'd like to talk to you about setting you up on a program. All right, hopefully you're doing well, and thanks for checking in. Have a great weekend.